न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः।
Om Amritageetananda Namaha. Welcome to Amrita Vaibhavam. This is a series of talks, devotional songs, spiritual discussions and symposiums offered by our own Swamijis, Swaminis, Brahmacharis, Brahmacharinis, householder devotees, staff and students of Amrita institutions. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it is said that the Guru imparts knowledge to his disciples, and to test if they have understood it rightly, he asks one or two to repeat that information. This is the same method that is being followed in several of our modern educational institutions as well. Our own Amma follows this method many times. With that in mind, let's listen to today's episode. Om Amritageetananda Namaha.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhyayamo Dhavla Vakunthanavatim Tejomayim Nashtikim Nigdhapanga Vilokinim Bhagavatim Mandaspita Srimukim Valsalyamritavarshinim Sumaduram Sankirtanalapinim Shamangi Mathasikta Suktim Amritanandatmikameshwari. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha Amritageetananda Namaha. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Om Sam Saraswate Namaha. Om. My infinite prostrations of the lotus feet of my Sadguru, Sri Mata Amritageetananda Devi, Universal Teacher, Universal Mother. My humble pranams to all Amma's beloved children listening to this talk. We had, in the last few days, we had a very joyful, very deep experience of being with Amma in the ashram and online. We had two occasions. One was our Navaratri, 10 days of deep worship of Devi, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Amma herself in 3 forms. We have a very deep spiritual experience of happiness, bliss. And then one more occasion is, a few days before that, we had our college, in some of our colleges, Amma's colleges, there was convocation also. That was also a very joyous occasion. I was fortunate to be in Amma's Bangalore College for this convocation. They were all very happy, graduates, postgraduates, and then some of them, they would continue for PhD also. That was a very joyous occasion. So when I spoke, I told them a few things. I told them that now the education, the academic education may be complete, but that is not everything. We have, as Amma's students, as Amma's children, we have to know a little more. See, we told them that if our acharyas told us clearly the difference between studying and learning. So studying, we study to pass the exams so that we get a good grade, good marks, and then we get a good job, and then good salary, and we get everything. That is fine. That is nothing. That is what we should do. That is what Amma also expects us. Amma gives a lot of importance to academic knowledge. Best of our ability we have to perform in our exams, in our schools and colleges. But at the same time, there is something called learning. So studying is, we know that from school till we past our college, we learned so many things, but most of the things we have forgotten. So learning is something totally different. Learning is just to acquire knowledge. I understand this. That is the greatest of the Guru. The Guru makes us understand the wonder of the creation. So I want to know more and more about the creation. So we can see on that our convocation day in Bangalore, our Dr. Somanath, he was the head of the ISRO. He was mainly instrumental in sending our rocket to the moon. So I was surprised. He was so simple and humble. I mentioned that he is now Somanath, the Lord of the Moon, but he was so simple and humble. So you say that great scientists, when they know more and more, they understand that what we know is nothing when compared to what we do not know. So that eagerness, the love for knowledge also we should develop as Amma's children, because the Amma knows everything and we also should know to learn so that we can serve the world also. That is an important thing. Now I will try to answer two questions which a few youngsters, when you are in railway stations, when you are inside the train, or when you are in airport, etc., two questions were asked by a few youngsters when they saw me in this dress. The one question was they were a little sarcastic. It doesn't matter. They are youngsters. So they were saying that the ashram is for those who are failures in life. No education, no job, no salary. So they decided to join the ashram. That was, anyway, that's a misunderstanding. And secondly, on another occasion, a few youngsters asked me, they knew that there are brahmacharis and brahmacharinis, sannyasinis in the ashram. They were asking me, is it right on Amma's part to make these youngsters brahmacharis and brahmacharini? They are spoiling their career. So the career, in their vision, career means a lot of studies and then they get a very good job. So I told them, see, we have institutions. We have institutions, and the institutions, they have to study their academic knowledge. Whereas brahmacharinis, we have to study our Indian scriptures, Sanskrit, yoga, etc. And this is mainly, this is where we need a guru. So we should be surprised. The next few speakers, they will tell you that in our ashram there are university rank holders. Those called gold medalists in physics, chemistry, and in other languages. We will show a few of them. There are many. We will show a few of them. They are rank holders also. So secondly, we had to understand that when a youngster comes to the ashram and tells Amma, I want to become brahmachari, and then Amma will ask him why. So he says, Amma, I have no education, I have no job, I have no money, nothing. So then Amma said, that is not the reason to become a brahmachari. Amma will ask him, what did you study? So he will tell his qualifications. Then Amma said, okay, now you study. She will meet because he is poor. The Divine Mother's attitude, she will say, you study. So she will make him study a course, and then after that she will give him a job. And then she will go up to get the job, and finally she may even get him married. So that much she will do. So that we have to understand. Those who come here, because they are the so-called failures in life, then Amma will take care of them. See, if we carefully analyze, most of us are failures in life if we do not understand why we have been given this human body and what is the goal of human life. If we are not understood that, we are all failures in life. Because I can tell you why. The people from all walks of life, CEOs, ministers, film stars, people from all top position, people from all walks of life, multi-millionaires, all of them have come to Amma and they have told them that, Amma, we have problems, we are not happy. And therefore, if a person is not happy, fully happy, he is a failure in life. Is it not? So therefore, we have to understand that I am not trying to discourage you. We can study, we can get a job. Any amount of money alone, the academic knowledge and a brilliant career and wealth and anything, that still we may not be fully happy. That is what we have learned from Amma. When Amma is giving darshan, we'll be sitting beside Amma. We are surprised, we're shocked to hear the great people from all walks of life, great men. They come and they sometimes when they even though Amma knows all knowledges, she usually speaks only Malayalam. So we translate. We translate and tell them Amma in Malayalam, Amma, this is his problem. So we are really shocked. He is a multi-millionaire, but he has problems. And therefore, how can we get real happiness? That is the important question here. Let me give you two examples. You say that all of us, as youngsters, we must go pass school, then we go to college, and then with college we have all the other activities also. And unfortunately, we can say that they develop some bad habits also, like drinking, smoking, etc. And if we are not part of that, we are good boys. We are singled out. And they may even harass us. When we were in college, etc., we didn't smoke. And anyway, you don't know, forget about that. So the point is, a person is normal. He's a normal person. If he studies school, then he studies the college, and then he takes part in all these kind of this nonsense. He is considered a normal person. Now, let me give you two examples. There was a young prince by the name of Siddhartha. He had everything in his life. We know the story very well. The astrologers told his father, the Suddhodana, that your son will become a great sannyasi. So the father tried to distract him in all ways, but nothing could shake him. He could easily understand. He saw all the negativities of life. He saw all the glamour of life. Along with the glamour of life, he saw that the life, if you analyze deeply, it is full of suffering. Without informing, he went to the forest. He became the great Buddha. And because of his meditation, then the meditation techniques, millions of the devotees all over the world, they are benefited because of one prince who ran away. So you can understand that you can do nothing with him. Even he is in a different dimension. This is a different level. So we cannot bring him to our travel and say, come on, drink, come on, smoke, and come study. All those things. Come, let us go to cinema, etc. We could do nothing. Anyway, this is the Buddha. Forget about okay. One more example I can give you. We know the example of Isaac Newton also. He was a young man like most of us. He was sitting in a garden, orchard, and we know the story, the apple fell on his head. And first he was very little angry, irritated. He rubbed his head. Then he started thinking, why does everything fall down? So when that question entered his mind, that gripped him in so strongly that he could not think of anything else. The whole day long, whole day night, wherever he went, he had only one question: why does everything fall down? What can we do with him? So I want the answer to that question. So such a person, we cannot say he is abnormal. So he is perfectly normal. Oh, Swami Vivekananda, he wanted to see Narendra, he wanted to see God. He was so eager to know God. He went to Ramakrishna Paramhamsa and he said, Sir, have you seen God? And because of his sincerity, the Ramakrishna Paramhamsa said, yes, I have seen God. I have seen God. I continue to see God even now more clearly than I can see you. Therefore, if you are really sincere, God will appear before you. So these are the things which we have to understand. So this much I will say. One more important point: the brahmacharya is a preparation for worldly life. When after studies, now you are entering the world, with the married life, and then you start working. There we have to be really physically strong and mentally strong to face the challenges of life. So see, we see that in defense, when they are selecting the youngsters in defense forces and police, etc., they are concerned only about mainly the physical qualifications. If the person he has the necessary height, the necessary chest so much, necessary strength, etc. If he's physical strength, he is selected to the defense and police, etc. So the mental, the character also is very, very important. Or for example, medicine engineer, etc. If he has a high grade, he is very brilliant, he is selected. So the intelligence and physical strength both are necessary. We agree we are necessary, but over and over that, with what attitude I should serve the world. When I get this, now how should I serve the world? That is very, very important, and that is what we get from a Sadguru like Amma. When Amma gives us a mantra, I told this to many our college students. They have come here, they have got Amma's mantra. Many years back, when I was a student, I was very much interested in becoming the playback singer. So I used to sing bhajan, I used to sing and get prizes. But after I joined Amma's ashram and then I got a mantra from Amma, then finally what happened with I started composing my own the devotion song, writing them, composing the tune and singing. With all humility, let me tell you that they are very popular. It is only Amma's grace, and therefore the ashram, in the first part of your life in the brahmacharya, even at least up 24, if when you are in the ashram, when you get the mantra from a Sadguru like Amma, what Amma says that we have infinite power, infinite positive power, infinite divine power inside us. The mantra will help us bring them out. Now we are like a 40 volts bulb or 60 volt bulbs. Even the most brilliant genius is only a 1000 volt bulb. He is not able to manifest. But the mantra will make us manifest this power, and we are able to use that for the good of the world. So this is what we have to understand. As a youngster, we have to understand what we have to learn to get from the ashram also. You can see the Ravana, for example. Sri Rama and Ravana, they are all whatever Sri Rama had, Ravana also had. Maybe the film shows has he is a very the wicked looking person, but we hear that Ravana was also very handsome. He had 10 heads, 10 PhDs. He had everything, but he lacked something. So that something which that humility, because of his knowledge, he thought he was everything. So that is what we had to understand. Let's not be like if I'll conclude by saying Vibhishana. I told this point some time back. Vibhishana, when Vibhishana way on the balcony, they could see Sri Rama from far away. Vibhishana told Vibhishana told Ravana, look here, brother, with my 2 eyes and with my 1 head, I am able to understand that Sri Rama is Sakshal Bhagavan Sri Narayana, Vaikundavasi, Sri Narayana. With your 20 eyes and 10 heads, you are not able to understand. And therefore, acquiring a lot of knowledge and then coming out with no character, that person will wind up to finally he will become a nothing. Nature knows how to wipe him out. This is what we have seen. But like Rama, when we have all the good qualities along with the humility and the compassion to share with the others, then we have lived a life of joy and peace and happiness. We have really lived the human life. We have served the purpose of human life, and finally we reach the ultimate goal to merge into that Supreme Being. We have our Supreme Amma, a Supreme Being right in front of us. Let us pray to Amma to give us all material prosperity, health, and everything in our worldly life and in spiritual life. Let Amma make us really humble, full of devotion, and finally let us merge into Amma's lotus feet. Om Amritageetananda Namaha. Lokaha samastaha takuno bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sri Guru Bhyo Namah. Hari Om.
Om Amritageetananda Namaha. Welcome to Amrita Vaibhavam. I will be summarizing the points discussed by our Pujya Swamiji. It so happened that a group of students asked Swamiji a couple of questions. Is it right on Amma's part to lead youngsters into Brahmacharya? Youngsters are supposed to be doing their studies, their higher studies, and jobs and so on. The second question being, aren't ashramites a group of incompetent people or failures? If we clearly look at what Amma does, we can see that Amma is asking most of the youngsters to pursue their degrees. Not just their degrees, but higher studies like postdoctoral and doctoral studies. And if any of her devotees are without a job, she makes sure that they get a job and they are trained and they get a job. Our Amma gives so much importance to education and excellence academically. But she makes sure that it is important to not just have academic excellence, but also spiritual development. The development of the character matters the most. The ashram has a lot of rank holders and dynamic youngsters who are service-minded and spiritual at the same time. And these people are the men of fulfillment. They are all happy to be in the ashram and be part of the selfless service activities at the ashram. When the tsunami hit the coasts of Kerala in 2005 and during the COVID outbreak, these youngsters worked dynamically 24/7 in the service of the affected people. We also have a lot of Grihastha devotees who are exemplary and highly efficient in their managerial roles due to Amma's grace. Some of the university rank holders of our ashram who are now brahmacharis and brahmacharinis in the ashram are Brahmacharani Akandamrita Chaitanya, Brahmacharani Apurvamrita Chaitanya, Brahmachari Ramamrita Chaitanya, and Brahmachari Shakti Priya. Great men were always service-minded. If you look at Isaac Newton and Buddha, they also had excellent academic brilliance, but above all, they had good character, which made them use their academic excellence and spiritual knowledge to serve the society. In Amma's ashram, building culture and character is given importance, equal importance, along with academic studies. If you look at the world, nobody has real happiness in their lives. CEOs, celebrities, and people from all walks of life aren't contented with their lives. They all have come to ashram, to Amma, to know the purpose of life and to learn the mantra of happiness. Some of the holy books didn't accept contents of or concepts of science. When Galileo told that the earth was round and the earth goes around the sun, people did not accept it. Since religion didn't accept science back then, youngsters today have started to question back the religion and spirituality. But Amma considers science and spirituality as the two wings of a bird. In defense, the physical qualifications of a person is given more importance, and for officials, intelligence is considered to be important. They may be people with good intelligence, and good physical fitness, but with poor character and culture. So, let us now hear about the rankings according to our culture and tradition. Om Amriteshwari Namaha.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. We just heard Swamiji talk about the importance of academic qualifications, rankings, and also how it affects the other part of our lives. Swamiji also gave some examples of different rankings of human beings. The first one is a stone man. These are different examples, and we can categorize people in these different categories. The first one is stone man. Now, if we look at the stone man, the quality of the stone is to stay still. They are lazy. They don't do anything. So you can categorize people into this particular segment. The second one is plant man. When it comes to plant man, if you see a mother plant, the seeds fall onto the ground and then they come out, they sprout and they come out. So it's a small circle. They live in a very small circle. They're not very useful for the rest of the society. The third one is animal man. Now, if you look at the animals, they procreate and they also have their own small circle. Now, they don't go beyond that. They wander about, but they don't do anything more. The next one is human man, a little more advanced compared to the rest of the category. When it comes to human man, they live for themselves and they are also slightly advanced. Some of them, they live for others too. They serve and they extend their talents, they extend their qualifications for the upliftment of the rest of the people. The last one is divine man. Now, this is the most important and the most significant part. Now, when things come to the divine man, it's more open. They live for the upliftment of the society. To give an example of how we can advance from these different stages, let's take an example of stone man. This example was given by Swamiji. There was a man named Sapat Raman. His only job was to eat and sleep. Now, there was an unfortunate incident in his life where his mother passed away. Now, during the rituals, there were a lot of food around him. But at that point of time, he had no hunger and he had no urge to go and eat the food. Now, here, automatically, you see that a stone man advanced to a different level. Now, let's see three different levels of human beings. The first one is laborer. Now, if you ask a laborer what he wants in his life, all he would say is, I need money. So that's the first part. The next one is a worker. Now here, if you ask him, he needs success along with money and other requirements as well. Now the third category is where we call men of fulfillment. Now men of fulfillment is those who live for others. They work, at the same time they extend themselves for the upliftment of the society. Just to give an example for the men of fulfillment. During COVID and during tsunami, brahmacharis and students from the ashram, they are qualified at different levels, but they went beyond that. They went beyond and gave themselves to the upliftment of the society. They extended themselves and lived for others. So these are different categories of people. Finally, in Amma's eyes, we all are first rank holders. Om Amriteshwari Namaha.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. My infinite prostrations at the lotus feet of Amma, my humble salutations to Puja Swamiji, and my humble pranams to one and all watching us online. We have heard about the different ranks of people who engage in work, like workers, laborers, and men of fulfillment from Prajeshetan. We see that in life, different situations elevate us to different levels. So certain situations in the that we encounter in life have the capability to elevate us to a higher level of consciousness. During the 2004 tsunami and the 2020 COVID pandemic, we saw how thousands of students and ashramites came together to help the people in distress. They worked 24/7 in the COVID helpline as well as during tsunami to make sure that these people who are in distress get basic amenities like food, water, medicines, oxygen cylinders, etc. And they all came together, and it was such a joyous occasion of seva. A lot of people who worked during that seva got a sense of fulfillment that they seldom got during their everyday work. Probably this was because our everyday work, we tend to become mechanical, just working for ourselves, while this was such a joyous occasion where everybody came together to help people and to do selfless service. Another situation, in this situation, we realized that people who used to care only about their families were elevated to a level where they started caring about the entire society. So certain situations have that capability to elevate us. Another lesson that we learn from such situations is the interdependence of life. We see how people are dependent upon others for even basic amenities like food, water, etc. So this is the nature of life, where we are dependent on each other, on other creatures as well as other human beings, on the society as well as the government. Even during the tsunami and COVID-19, the state and the central governments were extremely supportive to the activities happening in the ashram, because they knew the amount of dedication and the amount of sincerity that Amma's ashram and Amma has towards charitable activities. So we see this interdependence in every aspect of our life. But finally, our only true last resort is Amma or God. So in various situations in our life, we have no other last resort other than Amma. Only that divine grace can even help us even to move a finger. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 16, Bhagavan says, Chaturvidam bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna artha jitnyasur artharti jnani cha bharatarshaba, which means that there are 4 kinds of people, or 4 types of people that are devoted to me. Let us see what those 4 types are. So Bhagavan says that the first type of first type of devotee is the artha, or the person or the people who are in distress or are in pain and in sorrow, and they approach Amma or they approach God in order to relieve themselves of their sorrow. Amma often says that for many of us, God is like a painkiller, that we only approach God during our times of distress or sorrow, and we forget God during other times. Of course, during our distress and during our times of sorrow, only God is there with us. But it does not mean that we should forget God during other times. So the first kind of devotee is the one who remembers God only during the time of distress. The second type of devotee, Krishna says, is the artharti, or the one who seeks worldly possessions. There are many kinds of devotees who approach God or approach Amma only to seek worldly gains like power, position, wealth, etc. They know that Amma is all-powerful or God is all-powerful, and that praying to Amma can give us all kinds of prosperity. So they seek Amma's blessings in order to uplift themselves in a worldly way by gaining more possession or power. There is nothing wrong in this. Obviously, in a worldly life, we need wealth and we need power and position. But slowly these people start realizing that no matter how much wealth or no matter how much power or position they get, they cannot get true happiness or true peace of mind from this. There is a deeper meaning to life. So when these people approach Amma, Amma puts them in situations where they realize that no matter, Amma gives them all these worldly possessions, but at the same time, Amma makes them understand that no matter how much worldly possessions we get, we cannot get true happiness from this. So the second kind of devotee is the one who approaches God for only worldly possessions. The third kind, Krishna says, is a jitnyasu. So when one realizes that one cannot get permanent happiness from worldly gains, one starts thinking further or contemplating further about the true meaning of life and searches for a greater purpose. They realize that these impermanent things can never give them permanent peace of mind. And so they approach Amma or the Guru for permanent peace. They are the seekers of truth or the seekers of true knowledge. So these are the third kind of devotees. Krishna then talks about the fourth kind of devotee, which is the highest rank. Krishna says the first rank, or the ones that are dearest to me. These are the jnanis. The jnanis are the ones that are firmly established in the knowledge that there is nothing other than Krishna in this universe. Every particle in this universe is pervaded by that divine consciousness, by that eternal truth, and there is nothing other than that. So such people, they are able to be calm and they are able to be steady no matter what happens in their life. They do not become sorrowful when something unfortunate happens to them. Neither do they become overly joyous when something good happens to them. They are able to be fixed in their intelligence. Krishna calls these people jnanis and says they are not different from me because they are able to see me within themselves and in every particle in the universe. So Krishna calls them the dearest or the highest rank of devotees. For a mother might have 4 or 5 children with different levels of maturity. But the mother never differentiates between these 4 children. She loves them equally. Similarly, Krishna says in the coming shlokas that all these 4 devotees are equally important to me and they're equally dear to me. They are noble people. But the dearest to me, or the ones who understand me the most, are the jnanis because they are not different from me. Krishna explains this state of total independence in the coming shlokas and says that it takes extreme effort to attain the state of a jnani. Bahunam janmanam. It takes many lives of spiritual practice and tapas and many lives of self-effort and divine grace to reach that state of a jnani. Because what is a jnani truly? It is a true state of total independence. When we earlier talked about dependence is when we are dependent on another person. But in that state, there is no duality. There is no other person apart from themselves. They are able to see their own self in every particle in the universe. So that is the state of total independence, where they are free from all kinds of dualities like sorrow or happiness, etc. So, similarly in our lives too, we all approach Amma differently for different gains. Some of us might approach Amma for worldly gains. Some of us might approach Amma for spiritual benefits or for spiritual knowledge. Amma loves us all equally. But Amma will make sure to put us in situations so that we reach the highest rank, or the first rank as Krishna calls it, which is the state of a jnani. Amma will make sure to put us in situations where we realize that these worldly gains are impermanent and cannot give us the true joy or the true goal of human life. So Amma will take us to that exact goal of human life, which is total independence, the first rank, the state of a jnani. It is said that all trees blossom, but they take different amounts of time. In the same way, depending on our level of maturity, we might take different amounts of time to reach that state. But Amma will hold our hands, guide us, and finally take us to that first rank, the state of a jnani. Let us all pray to Amma that we are able to surrender to Amma and to become able instruments in our hands so that she can lead us to that final state of a jnani. Om Amritageetananda Namaha.